paradise was perfect, why did they risk everything to destroy it? In a realm untouched by pain, two humans were given the earth. Not as slaves, but as sovereigns. They walked with God, ruled with peace, and yet they fell. And what they lost shattered the entire world. But what if the real story of Eden wasn't just about disobedience, but a war far older than mankind itself? In the beginning, the world was not chaos. It was order, harmony, light. Before there were kings, before there were empires, there was only a throne above time and a voice. From the throne of eternity came a decree that split the silence of nothingness.
Let us make man.
Not as servants, not as shadows, but as rulers, reflections of the divine. The seas knew their borders. The stars knew their paths. Every breeze carried purpose. Creation was not an accident. It was a symphony, and its conductor was perfect. In this untouched world, there was no fracture, no fear, no death, only the pure intention of a creator who desired to share his glory. Man was not conceived to crawl, but to stand, not to beg, but to bear a crown. Yet even as light danced on the first horizon, a mystery hovered over creation. What was whole would not remain whole. What was born in glory would soon be tested by a whisper. In the vastness of Eden, man was crowned, not with gold, but with authority. God spoke softly, yet with unyielding power.
It is not good that man should be alone. I will fashion a counterpart from his own flesh.
From Adam's side, Eve was born, more than companion, more than help. She was the image of man himself, a reflection of divine partnership. Adam's voice trembled with awe as he named her.
Bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. She is beauty. She is mine.
This was no simple garden, but a kingdom, and they were its rulers. The animals bowed, the rivers sang, and the very earth awaited their command. God entrusted mankind with dominion over all creation, the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and every living thing that moved upon the earth. The rivers carried life, the mountains stood firm, and the skies stretched endless, all beneath the righteous reign of humanity. Yet beneath this majesty stirred an unseen shadow. An open question whispered on the breeze. What was given to man could also be lost. They walked in light, they ruled with peace, and the voice of the Creator walked with them. Beneath the radiant heavens, there lingered a shadow, once a bearer of light, now cast down to crawl among the dust. His voice trembled with rage and bitter sorrow as he spoke to the void.
They wear the crown that was mine. But if I fell, then so will they.
This fallen one, once close to the throne, now watches from below with burning envy and a heart full of vengeance. He plots to deceive the rulers of Eden, to reclaim what he believes was stolen. His words are soft but venomous, a whisper carried on the winds of paradise. He will sow doubt where there was trust. He will twist truth into lies. And so began a war, not with swords, but with whispers. A silent battle for the souls of those who once walked in light. Eve wandered alone beneath the canopy of Eden, her thoughts a quiet storm. The serpent slithered close, eyes glinting with ancient cunning. He spoke softly, his voice a silk-wrapped dagger.
Did he really say you cannot eat? He knows. The day you taste it, your eyes will open.
Eve, uncertain yet mesmerized, gazed at the fruit. The serpent's words tangled with her doubts. Was the Creator withholding something precious? A secret power beyond reach? With trembling hands, she reached out and bit the fruit. A spark ignited within, a fierce fire of knowledge and longing. Adam came to her side, Together, they tasted the forbidden.
We are changed. But why do I feel hollow?
Adam whispered. The garden's light dimmed. Shadows crept where once there was only radiance. In a single breath, eternity shattered. The perfect harmony fractured. Trust wrenched, innocence lost. And as the serpent's whisper faded into silence, a new sound rose. The sound of a heart divided against itself. The weight of choices that could never be undone. The garden grew silent as the Creator's voice broke through the heavy air. Slow, broken-hearted, yet just.
Because you listened, the ground is cursed because of you. Dust you are, and to dust you shall return.
Adam and Eve stood trembling, the weight of disobedience settling upon their shoulders. The innocence in their eyes faded, replaced by a deep and aching shame. Eve whispered, barely audible,
What have we done?
Their perfect communion with the Creator shattered. The garden that once blossomed now bore thorns and thistles. To the serpent, God's voice was fierce and resolute.
Her seed will crush your head, and you will bruise his heel.
This was no mere punishment. It was a prophecy, a promise of hope hidden within the fracture. The earth itself seemed to mourn as paradise wept. Though broken within its tears, a glimmer of redemption flickered faintly. Adam and Eve were cast out from Eden's embrace, barred from the tree of life, forever changed by their choice. With heavy hearts, they stepped into an uncertain world, bearing the burden of mortality, sorrow, and toil. But the Creator's voice lingered, a voice of judgment tangled with mercy, a hope that would echo through the ages. After the gates of Eden closed behind them, Adam and Eve stepped into a world forever changed. The perfect harmony they knew was shattered. Separation settled between man and the Creator. Once so close, now distant as twilight from dawn. The ground, once fertile with blessing, became a place of toil and hardship. Every breath carried the weight of exile, every step marked by the memory of paradise lost. Sin spread like a shadow, creeping into the hearts of their descendants, turning flesh against flesh, brother against brother. For thousands of years, darkness reigned over the earth. The light that once kissed the garden now seemed a distant dream, a flicker swallowed by night. Men and women bowed, not as rulers, but as slaves to sorrow and sin. The earth groaned beneath the weight of brokenness. Families fractured, violence surged, and the whispers of discord became cries of despair. The innocence lost in Eden echoed through generations. Yet amid the silence of heaven and the cries of humanity, a quiet hope lingered, fragile but unyielding. A promise whispered through generations, waiting to be heard. The story of a long night, but not of endless darkness. The dawn waits just beyond the horizon. After the long night of exile and sorrow, a new dawn began to shimmer on the horizon of humanity's story. Amid this broken world, a radiant angel appeared to a humble woman named Mary. Calm and radiant, the angel's voice belonged to heaven itself.
Do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. You will bear a son, and his name shall be Jesus.
This child was no ordinary child, but the fulfillment of the ancient promise whispered in Eden's shadow. The seed of the woman who would come to crush the serpent's head, not to walk in gardens like before, but to bleed on hills far from paradise. Jesus, the hope of redemption, was born in humble silence to a world waiting to be healed. The serpent's strike was inevitable, but the heel would bruise, and through sacrifice, salvation would rise. A new chapter for mankind, written not in exile, but in grace. The Creator's voice once more, accompanying his creation, not in judgment alone, but in relentless love and unending hope.